Merry Christmas, everyone. We hope you guys are having an awesome holiday, spending time with your friends and family, enjoying some good
people
food.
You don't like.
Whatever.
Whoever you may be stuck with. And seriously, guys, thank you so much for following along, like, all of our crazy antics for the past, well, 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we really appreciate your support with the channel. What we want to do on this fine Christmas day is count down the 10 craziest moments from this past year.
And there's a reason for this. No, there's always crazy stuff every year. Fine. This has been a particularly weird one.
There's been some bizarre stuff that we gotta talk about. So this is stuff that is worldwide, just within the amusement industry. We've tried to count them down based off of what we just think is the most bizarre, just like the wildest, most unexpected, and we'll also throw in a couple honorable mentions.
Coming in at number 10, we are gonna highlight the change in height requirement for Icebreaker, because that, I don't know, has ever happened before?
This is crazy. For years, SeaWorld Orlando was hyping up, we're building a new family coaster. And then the day after it opens, they're like, oh yeah, it's no longer 48 inches, it's now 54 inches, which removes it from being a family coaster.
I think it would be less bad if they hadn't semi-opened it with the 48-inch height requirement where, like, kids actually could ride.
Pass holder previews, yeah, it was open, so all these kids are riding, then they changed it, and now those same kids that rode can't ride anymore.
But let's discuss what these kids can ride. Iron Gwazi, Maverick, X2.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this.
X2, but you can't ride Icebreaker. It had to make the top 10 because it is so outlandish, and it's something that at least I've never heard of before.
Like, I've heard of them raising a height requirement, like Steel Vengeance originally, like, was a little bit lower, and then they raised it by, like, 2 inches, but that was before it opened. For number 9, you know, you mentioned Maverick. This is wild. They found the Heartline roll.
I literally
This like just happened like maybe a week or two ago, but everyone on Twitter was talking about it. Someone found the Heartline roll in a random field in Ohio.
So
it's still there.
Is someone gonna, like, go get it and
it's
take
huge.
it somewhere?
What do you do with it?
I don't know. Can we, like, go get it and put it on display?
Well, the National Roller Coaster Museum in Texas, like, coming in, they're like, we're on it. We'll get I mean, that would be actually the perfect place for it. Like, that'd be so cool in that exhibit.
It would be the
like,
second best option. The first best would be our living room. And now at number 8, El Toro broke. Again.
I could not believe this. Like, El Toro was closed for so long the year before, and we were so excited for it to reopen. And it made it, like, maybe towards the end of summer, and then...
Oh, I'm really glad they shut it down when they did.
Yeah, no, because, like, it was just... There was basically, like, essentially a big pothole because of a structural issue. Like, some people were sent to the hospital. I don't think none of the injuries were life-threatening.
No, thank goodness, but...
It's just wild that happens... That happened 2 years in a row.
And that's why it made the list.
crazy.
If it was, like, a one-off, like, thing, then it probably wouldn't be on here. But the fact that this just happened... And then it happened again.
It's literally deja vu.
It is.
So hopefully next year it'll be back open, and this is like we're done with that. It'll be operating as it should. I don't know. It's just like, man. So number 7. Did you have this on your bingo card? America is getting a tilt coaster from Vekoma at a park that doesn't really exist yet.
I love it.
Codaland in Texas. Like,
a very promising park.
Yes. No, this is like totally gonna be up and coming. It's gonna be great when it's ready, because this is the park that's going to get palindrome that was supposed to open this year. It didn't, and now it's going to be next year.
But who would have thought that the first one of these to make it to America would not be at, like, a big name park?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed Circuit of the Americas.
I know.
Kiddie park that is now being beefed up to be the ones to get a freaking tilt coaster.
It looks great, too. It's going to be awesome.
Amazing.
And I'm hoping that we see more of these. Like, this is a jumping off point, but, like, potentially this might be the first tilt coaster to open up since, like, Vekoma did Gravity Max. Like, obviously there's some knockoffs in China and stuff, but, like, it'll depend on, I think the only other one that's a real contender is, like, Energylandia, like, who gets theirs up first, but still.
At number 6, it's not an event or a ride, it's a person. Salim Basul.
Six Flags CEO.
His entire existence made the list.
This is crazy what he's been doing at Six Flags. Six Flags has just been basically a giant mess this past year. It's been wild to see.
He fired everyone.
Yeah.
For starters, he fired everyone.
Raised prices. Then
dropped them again.
Because no one was showing up. And
took away the dining plan.
Then brought it back because that didn't work. Like, it's just a whole lot of experimentation. Again, the thing that we've been saying is Six Flags was trying to be something they weren't. They were trying to say, we are universal. We can charge these like SeaWorld park prices, you know, like way more for it, but they haven't done anything to the parks yet to warrant that. There's just a huge price jump without doing anything different. Of course there's going to be a huge drop in their attendance, and their stock looked like a dive coaster.
Yeah, they should fire him. Anyway.
So before we get into our top 5, let's go over a couple honorable mentions. The year of weird B&M announcements. So we have the stand-up coasters back. We have a B&M shuttle
launched
wing coaster at Chessington, and then a family wing coaster at Legoland, Germany. What is happening? This isn't
B&M has gone rogue.
This is not the B&M that I know.
And that's fine.
I'm totally down for it.
I'm fine with them being experimental.
Yeah.
We can go upside down with a seatbelt now?
Yeah,
that's
what
a class
Maurer's
5
doing.
Restraint?
I know, yeah. Maurer announced this like at IAPA. They had this on display. We did a video about it, and a bunch of people were talking about this thing. Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna like go through with it. It just makes it feel very open. Like it's kind of scary sounding.
It's like kind of really scary sounding.
It is.
That's not me saying I wouldn't do it, because
absolutely. We know it's
considered
safe.
class 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that is a wild thing to have announced. Like,
absolutely.
It was gonna happen someday.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to happen now.
Totally. Enthusiasts begging for a coaster to get the RMC treatment actually worked. RMC Wildcat is happening.
Woo!
Wildcat's Revenge, Hershey Park.
I feel like there's just a list of wooden roller coasters, specifically crappy wooden roller coasters, that enthusiasts spend day after day. Just like, please.
I know. That was one of them.
Tweeting at the parks, DMing the parks, wearing shirts to the parks that say it.
And they listen.
They listen.
We got you.
Bravo. Yay, Wildcat. Worlds of Fun, that little Cedar Fair park that everyone forgets about.
Yeah.
They're getting a roller coaster for the first time since probably most of you have been born.
14 years. They haven't added a roller coaster since Prowler. That was so long ago. They built a GCI, and then after all this time, what are they getting? Another GCI. And finally, Kings Dominion Carowinds are now year-round. We'll see how that goes. That should be interesting.
Hey, we've already reaped the benefits somewhat with Fury being open.
Yeah, absolutely. So now January and February weekends. So that's something that I didn't expect. I think it makes sense that Kings Dominion's doing it because Busch Gardens made the first move. They're year-round, so now it's like, all right, let's see. But it's still, it can get cold up here in the wintertime.
So. It's like, you know, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people go to theme parks to ride roller coasters. But most can't operate really below, what, 40-ish?
Yeah, something like
35?
that. Yeah, it depends on the manufacturer, but yeah, within that
Carowinds is probably a little better off because it's a bit further south. But like up here, like we went to Kings Dominion yesterday, and it's only December. And it was so cold that Twisted Timbers wasn't operating. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
The moment everyone's been waiting for. Top 5 craziest things that happened in 2022.
Blue Streak burns to the ground.
An act of arson or an act of God?
The whole story with what was going on with Conneaut Lake is something. This is wild. I want someone to make a movie about this. Like, I don't even know how to describe this story. All right, whatever. I don't think they want a movie made about this. No. Yeah, so Blue Streak is gone now, and we don't know if it was intentional or an accident. It seemed too good to be true, though.
This one needs to get a drum roll. Bob freaking Iger is back!
Yeah!
Ah, they fired Bob Chapek!
That is crazy.
That might be my number 1 in my heart.
Did not see that coming.
No, and it wasn't like, at the end of the year, Bob Chapek will be stepping down.
It's like effective immediately.
It's like effective immediately. This guy's gone, and Bob Iger's back. Like, Daddy Iger is back to save
Call
Disney.
him that.
I mean,
listen, we'll see.
Not that.
We'll see how it goes. I'm very interested in seeing like if anything gets reversed or what sort of changes we're seeing. But I love Bob Iger. That dude is awesome. He just seems very genuine, good guy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. So now our top 3. At the number 3 spot, say goodbye to California's Great America because it's closing forever. But for now, it's year-round.
Because why not?
I mean, gotta milk that thing like every last drop, I guess. I mean, if your time's limited, might as well be open year-round.
Hey, you know what? The people who go there religiously are probably very excited. Because, you know, they were just told, like, their home park is getting ripped away. But it's like, but you can go to it all year long now.
This is gonna be one to watch because they said that they have, like, maximum 10 years left. But I think it's gonna be a lot sooner than that. So it'll be interesting seeing, like, what rides get distributed to other locations and then how soon before that thing is toast, or if like a miracle happens and then it's actually sticking around. I don't know.
Six Flags comes in and buys the park.
That would be a weird twist. That would make next year's list.
Yeah, it would absolutely. Coming in at number 2, Top Thrill Dragster is closing forever. Second to only the craziest thing that happened all year, It isn't actually.
Our number 2 and our number 1 spots are both dragster related because Cedar Point, after the ride sat there for literally like a year, over a year, they said it's done.
Bye-bye.
And then we hear about some of the stuff that's happening. They started removing the track and we're like, well, actually, they might be making some changes to it.
It might be like Zamperla even.
I certainly did not have that on my list of things that I expected to happen this year.
The fact that they, closed it made sense.
But I think a lot of people were expecting them to just like move the queue, but what was weird was that Dragster sat there for as long as it did. Like the longer it sat there without anything happening, people were wondering like, oh my gosh, maybe they aren't gonna reopen it. And then they put up the notice, and so people are like, okay.
The notice.
It might be done.
Dragster, as you know, it is closing forever. What does that mean?
The problem is that it's like we're in this waiting game where you have to like figure out what is going on.
Well, they better deliver something pretty interesting. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like,
I know.
That was just mean to phrase it that way.
But like Dragster might be a new Zamperla, essentially, is what we're hearing. We'll see if that ends up being true, but holy crap, if that is, what?
It just sounds like we took like a hat that had like roller coaster names and then a hat that had manufacturers. Like, Dragster is being redone by Zamperla.
Yeah. I have faith in Zamperla. I like the new stuff that they're coming out with. Like, we were just at IAPA, that lightning train, looking great. Like, I like their double heart concepts and everything. Like, it seems like they're on the up and up, but still, man, this is crazy.
2022, you've been weird.
It's been a weird year. Absolutely. So let us know what you think are the craziest things in your opinion that happened this past year. If there's anything that you think we missed, be sure to post it down below. And of course, we hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.